Greetings, trendsetters. Yasa here. I've got a real cool one for you. It's about our mind layers and how the subconscious works. Everything on the outside is only because of what's happening on the inside. I'm going to take you into your sub and show you different layers and some of the characteristics that you're going to see. If you want confirmation on what I say, you'll see this or you'll be able to perceive this on the outside of us. I'll show you what I mean. Here's Yelena, outside layer. This is the one that we all see, conscious mind, physical. Then we go into the etheric mind or the outside layer of the ghost. There you go, you pop over there. Now, we get inside our spirit. We have an emotional mind. We have a mental mind. And we have the one that controls these two. That's our subconscious, our ego, astral layer. Okay? Because these fit into a doll, they have to be, one's bigger than the other, but actually these change size. They're both the same size, but some can get bigger and some can get smaller. And one can live inside of the other. It's really interesting because when I explain this, you're going to be able to see what the heck's going on. Sabo, you can go over there. There you go. You got your eyeballs. Now, the red mind is all about acceptance. It loves to be accepted. So therefore, it's soft, fluffy. The first thing a red person will say is yes, or yeah, or okay. Red people are agreeable because they want to be accepted. This is candy floss energy. It's sweet, it's nice, it's smiley. It's all about going with the flow, this mind here. The last thing it wants to do is have a confrontation, get shitty, and upset the apple cart, so to speak. It likes not life to be easygoing because this mind here loves to be accepted. It lives to be accepted. This mind's feminine, okay? The blue mind, which is masculine and it's mental, is a whole different situation. It's got a defensive system or a defensive wall. You know, you come up to a person, it's like you only get to a certain, ooh, and so they have a wall, a barrier, a shield, because this is defensive. And it can often be perceived as prickly. The blue person, or a person throwing a blue mind center, often seen as serious, grumpy. This is where you get a doctor with really bad bedside manner. All they want to do is deal with the mental stuff, what's wrong, how you're doing, you need to fix it. No happy, joy from the red. Blue, straight up and down, matter of fact, this is how it is. That's a blue mindset. Now, what's interesting is we live with these two minds inside each other. I'll show you how it works. Here's a red person, right? So this is a red subconscious. Where's your eyeballs? There you go. This is a red subconscious mindset. It's feminine and it likes to be accepted. So therefore it's soft, agreeable, always saying yes. And this is the mind that a red person is projecting at that moment. Yeah. We all have a red and a blue. So the red person has the blue mind on the inside. So when you meet a person, they're nice and fluffy, happy, outgoing, agreeable on the outside, this is the mindset that they will be running. They'll be running a red mindset. On the inside, they will have their blue mindset tucked away, because when a person pulls out a blue mindset, it's got no written all over it. It's got confrontation. It's got deny, reject. Do not muck me around. Serious, grumpy, all right? Red person does not want that in their matrix because they want to be accepted. So what happens is that along comes an issue that may make them angry, and they disagree with it. So instead of being confrontational, they'll get the energy from this anger, shitty, pissed off, whatever, and they will get that negative energy and put it on the inside and hide it. Make a lump in the carpet kind of stuff. So they'll get another one. Here we go. Here's another thing that's upset them and that they're getting riled up. Now, instead of showing their negative emotion or their anger, not necessarily, they will perceive it as negative. They will get the upset and the discordant energy and they'll put it on the inside in their blue. Now, what heck? They'll do this for a long time. Here comes another one. Now, what will actually happen with the red person? They will hold this for a long time, issue upon issue upon issue that's upsetting them. And then one day, someone's going to come along and it'll take that one straw to break the camel's back. And the blue mind will be full. It'll be toxic. This is how people get sick, by the way. It'll be toxic. And what will actually happen is that because the blue mind has been stacked full of all this negativity, toxic reality, anger, frustration, it gets really intensified. So when the red person allows the blue to come out, all of a sudden they're going to throw a blue. It's going to be really, really bad because they have been this lovely, acceptable red person for the last so many months, for the last so many years, that has been holding all their negativity in here. They're going to let it out. And it's going to wipe the scene clean. And people are going to go, oh, wonder what's happening with him or what's happening with her. They're never like that. God, man, talk about over the top. And they will actually get criticised. When a red person throws a blue, they hurt people, which is their subconscious nightmare. Because when they hurt a person, they are not being accepted. So that's why they're hiding all these negative emotions. Well, when you go to a funeral and this person's passed away, and they will say, what a lovely person they were. Cheery, bright, always had a positive thing to say, la da da. But you'd never want to get them angry because they do not know this, but all of a sudden their blue comes out and it's magnified. So it's just not the odd anger coming out and letting it go. This is a major earthquake. This is a major shakedown. And this is what's inside a red person. The blue mind is full of structure and it's strong. I'll just take all the negativity out of this mind and you can pop over there. Right. On the outside of a red person, they will be perceived as loose, fluffy, probably weak. What else can they be perceived as? Off the planet? Anything without structure. And you'll know these people. But what's really interesting is that they may be red on the outside, but they've got their blue on the inside. So that means they have strong structure holding this up. So their base is blue. It's masculine and it's strong. So they are quite happy to be vulnerable. They're quite happy to be open because subconsciously they know they have a blue core. So when it hits the fan, the red people know they have the blue core on the inside to pull on that will actually keep them strong and straight. Now we go to a blue person. A blue person wears the strong and the straight on the outside. They'll be serious. Do not muck with me. I've got something to do. Tell me what you're doing and I'll be able to help you out. These people often been perceived as serious, functional, practical down the line. That's on the outside. Now, they have an inside as well. They have their soft, curly, fluffy candy floss on the inside. This is anything but strong. This is vulnerable. This is open. It's to a blue person, it's scary. This is their foundation. So when a person gets past their blue defensive system, they have a soft, vulnerable marshmallow on the inside. You talk to a blue person, look, you'll perceive them on the outside as being pretty staunch, you know. It's like, oh, do not muck with them. Oh, gee whiz, they're serious. Yet the blue person say, oh, I'm sensitive as. You go, sensitive? How the heck does that work? Because what happens is that they have to be defensive because they have got a vulnerable red marshmallow on the inside that gets hurt. They would have been hurt as a child. So the subconscious mind goes, how are we going to deal with this? And the sub goes, it's okay. We'll build a blue defensive wall around you to protect you in case someone hurts you. And it'll be a protective mechanism. The blue person is always protecting themselves from getting hurt. The last thing they want to do is show their vulnerability and their soft heart, because it's the same as the red person on the outside and the blue on the inside. The blue is accelerated and ready, it's magnified. It's the same with a blue person and the red. The red on the inside of a blue person is magnified. You go to a blue person's funeral and they will say, oh, you know, he was a tough bugger and oh, gee, you know, he was always serious and you know, he always used to get the job done and all that. And kind of paint quite a rugged exterior picture, but they will say, what a heart of gold. You get on the right side of this person, be it he or a she, what a heart of gold. Do anything for you. And they are talking about the red heart of the blue person. The blue, serious, practical, straight up and down. Get past that. There'll be a lovely red heart in there. It'll be vulnerable and it'll be guarded because they've been hurt before. But every blue person has got a vulnerable, soft, lovely core. It's interesting, isn't it? When a blue person falls in love, they actually open up or let down their defensive system and allow the person to be in, to expose their red, their vulnerability, their openness. As the relationship goes on, what actually happens is that the subconscious starts building that defensive mechanism again. Because, partners push each other's buttons. It's part of the deal. And a blue person will go, "Oh, I'll put up the defense. Oh, I'll put that up." And what actually happens is that they will hide their red core and their vulnerability and their defensive system, which is prickly or perceived as prickly, will come back up, and that can kill a relationship. Okay. That's what I've got here on the red and the blue. You can put it. The subconscious, which is the white one, deals in duality. It hardly ever sits on the fence in the middle. So what that means is that our subconscious mind is either red with a blue in the middle or blue on the outside and a red in the middle. It works in a dualistic reality and it creates polarity. So this is before clearings, because the clearings changes this equation, but this is the natural mindset layering of every human being on the planet. It makes no difference what ethnicity you are, what culture you are, if you have a belief system or a religion, makes no difference. This is how we are made. This is our subconscious makeup. So you get a red person who's into acceptance, so they will be nice and soft and lovely on the outside, or you get a blue person. Now, blue, because they're always guarding their soft, vulnerable center, they like things to be under control and they like to have the power of things so that they're always protecting their vulnerable center. So the blue mind is into control. The blue mind really dislikes a lot of the stuff that the red has. The red's impromptu, it's spontaneous, no planning. Let's do it. Let's go with the flow, light and breezy. Naught to the blue mind. It's like, I need everything planned. If someone comes and visits us, I need to know beforehand, probably 2 days, so I can prepare for the visitor. Red people just turn up. Oh, we'll go see so-so. Oh, yeah, well, we'll go visit. That's red. They're spontaneous, impromptu. Let's do it. The blue mind is guarded. So if you turn up at a blue person's house and unannounced and you get, yeah, I suppose you can come in, you've just shocked the hell out of the blue mind because what you are doing is unplanned. Blue people love plans. They love things to be organized because they're protecting their vulnerability on the inside. Red people, because they know they have a very volatile blue on the inside, they are always protecting the other person because they know if they allow their tight, serious, angry, pissed off blue out, they're actually going to hurt this person. Red person really wants to be accepted, remember. The last thing they want to do is hurt someone. So the red mind is protecting the outside person because the red mind knows if I let this out, all hell is going to break loose because it's just not a negative da-da-da. It's a flood or it's a full-on fire, depending on what element you are. So the red person is always protecting the other being, and the blue person is always protecting themselves. Interesting, eh? Really interesting. So that's a bit of insight with the blue and the red, because how many times we're unable to see the wood for the trees? We get stuck in the situation. It's like, whoa, why is he doing this? Or why is she doing that? How come that's happening? It's totally the extreme opposite of what they normally are. This is what's happening. And to actually understand the situation, when the red person's downloading a blue hell on this person here, it's good to know why they're doing it, or why the blue person is always serious and grumpy and never actually allows any openness into their reality. We have to rise up using our awareness, knowing what the hell's going on. We have to rise up above this. We'll get the physical one as well. And we can look down onto the sub and go, oh, okay, that person's red. That means on the inside, there's going to be a knot of anger. So, we better keep an eye on that. And then you'll meet a blue person who comes across really serious and grumpy and go, oh, well, they're only being defensive because on the inside, they've got a soft marshmallow that's really sensitive. That's where the awareness comes in. And you're going to be able to see what's going on. I'll tell you now that the blue mind loves down energy. So when it's throwing a positive, it likes to have a dry wit or sarcastic because they find insulting people funny. And hey, it can be in the right time and place. That's the blue. So if you want to get on with a blue person and they give you a sarcastic remark or a criticism, you pick your time and date and you can flick it back. And the blue person will think it's a hell of a joke because they're actually playing a game. Okay? Now, the red person, they're always bright and chirpy. They'll walk in at work and go, hello, everyone. How are you? What a lovely day. And they're into lifting energy. If you get a slider from them, a little negative quimp, you'll know that there's an issue going on the inside. And you go, they might be really happy and joyful on the outside, but on the inside, something's pushing her buttons or something has pushed his buttons because he's a bit this morning. And that way you'll start understanding through your awareness what the other person's going through, what they've been through, how they're coming out of it, how they're dealing with it. Because the subconscious mind is into protection. That's one of its jobs. And if it can protect a person, another person, because as a child, you actually got too angry and you hurt this other person, it will go, ooh, I'll tuck my blue on the inside and protect everyone by being happy all the time. That way I'll be accepted. I'll never be accepted if I pull this out. People will think I'm horrible. And to a red mind, that is not good. The subconscious will say, you're really sensitive. I'll tell you what, we'll put the blue mind on the outside to protect your sensitivity on the inside. Blue mind never really worry about outside people. They're more worried about their internal. So especially how they're emotionally perceived. Again, the doctor's bedside manner or the boss, It's the boss's job to be productive, get things done, projecting into the future. That's got blue written all over it. So most bosses have to throw a blue because they have to be productive. And that's the blue mind. You get a red boss, they'll be too wishy-washy. They will lack discipline. They'll be busy being a yes person because they want to be accepted. Blue person couldn't give a hoot about being accepted. Future productivity, because blue people like this. To a blue person, that's love. To a red person, emotion is love. To a blue person, most blue people, this is love. It's tangible. They can see it. They can control it. It will not hurt them. Not like the emotions from someone on the outside. So they'll deal in money and materialism because they've got control of it. They can sell it. They can buy it. They've got control. Red person couldn't really give a hoot about this. It's structure. They'd rather have a hug any day. Have a good sit down, have a yak. And we need both of these. We need the red. It's our emotional body. So we need to be spontaneous, impromptu, happy. Time and place for everything. We need the blue. We need the money. It gives us conscious decision. So we can do this or we can do that. We need both of these. But the subconscious mind, bless its heart, it gets out of control. And it will make these out of balance or imbalance, put us into imbalance. Too much red will make us homeless. Too much red, we'll lose our structure. And we'll become too loose, too happy, too easygoing. And that can be destructive. The blue mind, did I say red mind? Oh, God. The blue mind is into structure. It's into control. And we all need this. We need to have a certain amount of this blue mind. Out of balance, we're starting looking at the Third Reich. We're looking at Nazi karma. We're looking at too much control, too stiff, too staunch, too hard. We have to learn how to balance these out. Okay, doing clearings automatically does it, but without doing a clearing, the first step is to rise your consciousness up so you can go, okay, and start reading what's going on in everyone's subconscious. It's going to be on the outside. It's unnecessary for you to to transgress and dive into anyone's mind. All you do is observe, and you'll be up here looking down, because if you get stuck in there, you won't be able to see the wood for the trees. You come up here and go, oh yeah, that person's throwing a red. Oh, they've just let their blue out and they've just lost it. They'll pop that back in soon and go back to their redness. Or, oh, this blue person here, oh, they're on shaky ground because obviously something's tapping their sensitive core. And blue people lose it when the shit hits the fan because they go to their sensitive core. So you might get this boss, partner, friend who's on the outside is blue as, always talking about the future, always talking about material gain, and can be quite serious and practical. Then all of a sudden something's going to get past their defensive exterior and they're going to lose it, burst into tears, crumble, because they have a red center, which is not structure, it's emotional. So they'll show their emotionality. Okay. That's how we work. This is all happening underneath the surface. Oh my God. If you have any questions, drop us a blanket comment or private message us if you want to know more. If you are getting surrounded, suffocated, I don't know, forced into these extremes, if you want to do a clearing stop this, because we go into the subconscious matrix and change it. So this is automatically balanced. Make an appointment. Go to beinghuman.com, make an appointment. Wow. It's an exciting journey inside to the internal subconscious mind. It splits. It's made up of red and blue. Really cool. The more we can be aware of this stuff, it makes life so much easier, because you're going to know what the hell's going on. Most people on the outside go, why? They have all these questions. Why is he like that? How come she's like that? Where did that come from? It's because of this thing here and how the red and blue is played out in the subconscious mind. Okay, gang. Well, have a goodie. And all the best with your red and the blue and your different mind layers. Cheers.